got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes.
Hi, welcome to In the Middle and Out of the Box, episode 34. Today we're going to be doing a little mini series, and it's the first episode of Out the Door. And this came about because a lot of people want to know when they get off of Brightline, what do they do out the door? So we figured we would start with Fort Lauderdale, and this is our first episode, so I hope you enjoy it. So today we're going to be going to 8 places in total. So we're going to be starting with the Fort Lauderdale Brightline station with a tour. Then we're going to go to the Museum of Discovery and Science. And then we're going to take the water trolley over to the water taxi, which is a separate boat. And then from there, we're going to stop at the 15th Street Fisheries for lunch. And then we go to the Marriott Harbor, which is a fantastic secret hotel nobody knows about. The Pelican Grand Resort is the other hotel that's family friendly, and the Bonnet House, and then come back for dinner at the House on the River restaurant. So we go a lot of places in one day and sit back and enjoy. So our day started with arriving in Fort Lauderdale. It was a beautiful day. And Fort Lauderdale Station is very, very familiar and very similar to West Palm. Now, there are some differences as far as the setup and where the stairs are and things like that. It also seems to be a little bit smaller, but very similar as far as in design. You come in at the platform downstairs, and take the escalator upstairs into the main part of the station, which is over the tracks. Again, very similar to West Palm. Very nicely lit, large screens everywhere. They have the frame of the Flagler family over there in the corridor. So they have the Smart Lounge on the south side, and they also have a Smart Lounge on the northern side. Here you go. Again, 2 different sections of the Smart Lounge. Beautiful architecture. They have bars. Everything has plugs. Plug in for whatever you need. Lots of signage. They have the Brightline store. They do not have this store like similar to West Palm. They don't have it encased in glass. It's just open and you go in and pay. Um, the other part of West Palm is they have the Mary Mary bar, which we're going to see, which is right next to the store, right there. And it's a little smaller again, but it's there. They serve sandwiches, whatever you like, in the smart class. So here we are. We're going to our first stop. We're going to take our circuit, which is free, and it's available with a large range right around Fort Lauderdale. You use your app and you just call it, and it will come right to you. And so we're leaving the station here. We're going out the door. And our first stop is going to be the Museum of Discovery and Science. It was really very close to the station. We probably could have walked. It was very warm that day. So um, if you can see, it's probably like a block and a half over. So here we are arriving at the Museum of Discovery and Science. Now, that's been redone probably within the last 5 years, I'd say. It was totally renovated. All the exhibits were refreshed. It's a very interactive museum, especially for younger kids, middle kids, even teens. Has something for everyone. You'll see there's the parking garage right there. You'll also see this is the Performing Arts Center where you see shows or plays or musicals. Um, Here's the museum entrance we're coming up to. So it's kind of in sections. So this was the Florida Reef and Aquarium section. They had lots of aquariums. They had touch tanks. They had different species of alligator, turtles. They had sea otter, which we'll see in a minute. Different types of fish. They also had a shark, just kind of showing, I guess, like the mangroves and all the different natural areas that occur in Florida. Here's some lobsters. Here's the turtle sunning himself, of course. They had a shark exhibit. This was great. You could go in the mouth of the shark, take pictures. They had a woolly mammoth exhibit. These are all, life-size sculptures, beautiful to look at, take pictures. Kids can touch, feel, learn about it. Saber-toothed tiger. Here's the sea otter exhibit, which is really neat because you can actually have a little sitting area below the water line that you can watch the sea otters underneath, very up close. Go up to the second floor. They have a whole body exhibit as far as your health. They have your lungs and your brain and all that, which is great. So kids learn all about their bodies and organs. They have a great section for the preteens, teens, where you actually get to go into a flight simulator for an airplane. And there's always a long line. There's a jet engine there. Um, they also have like a rocket ship. They have actually a train. It looks like to me like it's an Amtrak train, so we need to get a Brightline train in there. So we should make sure that we get one in there. But this is a great section again for the preteen teens. You actually can go and sit down in one. They have an airplane that's kind of cut in half, and you get to go in that. There you go. They have a science where they have like electricity, and it's provided by FP&L. So there's everything about that. They have a dinosaur exhibit with all kinds of dinosaurs and fossils. I mean, again, this is just like there's so much here for kids to do, touch. Again, very interactive. And the highlight is an IMAX theater. So they have the IMAX theater. They had several different movies there, but one that really appealed, at least to me, was while we were there, was they had an IMAX movie about blue whales. So I'm sure seeing that in an IMAX theater was fantastic. So now we're leaving and we're off to our next stop, which is going to be the water trolley. So basically, we just walked across the street and from the Science Museum and picked up the water trolley. There's a beautiful park there. Again, we're just walking outside the Science Museum. There's the Performing Arts Center. We went through Esplanade Park. It's right there. The water's right there. It's all shaded and green and grass. So basically what happens is you get on the water trolley. Here it comes. And then the water trolley actually brings you to the river taxi. And then once you get on the river taxi, which is larger, it brings you all through Las Olas and things like that. So the water trolley is free. The river taxi you do have to pay for. So this is just our journey on that. It was beautiful to be on the river, and it's just so beautiful. Everything is green, beautiful walking paths, beautiful boats to see. Um, the water taxi, they give you kind of like a tour, and they talk about like all the different homes in the area and things like that. So we were midday and we started to get a little hungry. They have different stops, and we decided to get off at the 15th Street Fisheries for lunch. It's pretty well known in the Fort Lauderdale area. Really good food. Um, our stop after the 15th Street Fisheries was the Marriott Harbor Beach Hotel, which is on the sand. and on the ocean. But if you want to go directly to that, you would just stay on this and get off at, I think it's stop number 6, and the circuit would then take you to the Harbor Beach. But because we got off at 15th Street Fisheries, the circuit didn't go down to that area, so we just took an Uber to the Marriott Harbor Beach. But it is possible from the water taxi to get to the Marriott Harbor Beach. So here's the 15th Street Fisheries. So we had a great lunch at the 15th Street Fisheries, great food. You're right on the water. Um, just really nice food, fish. Obviously, they also had other things there too if you don't like fish. And then we headed off to the Marriott Harbor Beach. Now, we've been going to the Marriott Harbor Beach for 15 years, 15, 20 years actually. We learned about it when we first moved down here. It's right on the beach. There's no road in between in Fort Lauderdale at this area of the beach. Nice, quiet beach, really wide, beautiful hotel. But the best part of this hotel is the spa. So the spa here is just fantastic. Um, it's got its own separate pool and hot tub just for the people in the spa that's way up on a hill and separated by rocks that you can't get to. So it's a separate area than the regular people in the hotel. Here's the lobby. Again, beautifully appointed. It's gone through a couple renditions and renovations. The beach, like I said, is really wide. They have beautiful, seating on the beach and so forth. Boardwalks. They have great restaurants in the hotel. So they do have the 3030, which is an ocean fish restaurant. And again, steakhouse kind of thing where you can get what you want. The Riva restaurant. One of my favorite things is they also have Starbucks there. So gotta have my Starbucks. And the spa. So again, that's probably the best part of the hotel is the spa. Um, Again, men's and women's locker rooms both have sauna, steam room, have their own hot tub, jacuzzi tub in each men and women's locker room. Has a quiet area to sit. And then they also have a co-ed area for a quiet room. And then they also have their private spa, pool, and hot tub on the outside that's co-ed also. So it really gives you a chance to spend time together, spend time individually, and that hot tub in the men's and women's locker room is just, to me, so important because after a massage, the first thing you want to do is get into a nice hot tub, right? So after there, we were going to the Pelican Grand. Now, I've mentioned this before. The Pelican Grand is a fantastic hotel. This is on the northern side of Fort Lauderdale. Again, there's no road in between. You're right on the sand. It's got a lazy river. It's considered to be like a Victorian hotel. Beautiful hotel. Family friendly. Lots of things to do. Beautiful beach. Wide beach again. Really nice dining facilities. But here the best part is the lazy river for the kids. It's pretty big and it goes around the whole grounds and just kind of put them on an inner tube and float them away. They also have spa facilities there that are smaller. Again, it's more of they also offer a resort pass. So if you don't want to stay over and you just want to go for the day, you can actually buy a resort pass for their pool and facilities. So that's also available at the Pelican Grand. Obviously, they limit that and they sell it very quickly. Next is the Bonnet House. Now, the Bonnet House is one of those houses that's really kind of eclectic, very corally, very, Florida, I guess, Floridian style. Very different. It's a an older mansion. Um, it's not the most grandeur. It's more just kind of looking at an old Florida type of home that's very eclectic. I want to put it that way. So, we do have really nice mansions here. We have the Gilded Mansion up in Palm Beach, the Flagler Mansion, and we also have Vizcaya down in Miami. So, Fort Lauderdale has the Bonnet House. Okay, now we're heading back. We're going to go to the house on the river for dinner. And we actually got a circuit car this time. You don't know what you're going to get when you call them on your app, whatever shows up. So, it was actually a car. So, it was nice. Took us all the way back. And we have lots of pictures. Again, beautiful home, old home. And that's been turned into a restaurant facility. and you kind of dine in individual rooms, like in the rooms of the home. And so, depending on the size of your party, so like in the sleeping porch upstairs over the entrance, they have like a little room for two, this or four, I guess you can have. They have larger rooms for bigger parties and so forth. So now we're headed back to the station, and we had premium going back. So we're going to show you the premium lounge, and we had smart coming down. So you'll get to see the premium lounge now. So again, here's outside the station, and you can see how it's kind of over the tracks. So you get a really good vantage point as far as taking pictures. And you enter from the side over here and go up the escalator. They do have all the ticket machines and everything there. But again, they always recommend you buy your tickets way ahead of time. But they show you what's on time. They have all the boards and so forth. So we're headed to the premium lounge. Again, the stations are beautiful, well lit, beautiful architecture, lots of screens and graphics, plugs everywhere, lights everywhere, seating everywhere. So the premium lounge is again this little end piece, and again in Fort Lauderdale, it's a little bit smaller. They do have different sections of the premium lounge. So my favorite part is the coffee machine from Italy. Again, you get any kind of coffee you want, lattes, frappuccinos, cappuccinos, whatever. They also have the beer and wine bar in the mid-sized stations, which is Fort Lauderdale, and that's also complimentary and anything you want to drink there. So again, it was just a wonderful day, and Fort Lauderdale was a wonderful place to go and walk around and see the different sites. And again, depending on who you're going with, kids, not kids, if you want to focus more on Las Olas and walk around there for the shops. Definite recommendation for Harbor Beach if you want to stay over. Again, it's a hotel that not many people know about that's really upscale, nice. And they were renovating the spa when we were there to get pictures. So just make sure when you call that you definitely make sure the spa's open and done. I would hate for you to go there, which is one of the best features of the hotel, and the spa not be done. But again, so Fort Lauderdale has a lot to offer. Even the Performing Arts Center, you want to take Brightline down to go see a play, a show, a musical, comedy, whatever. There's a parking garage right there by the station also. And the best part of Fort Lauderdale, too, is that they offer the circuit. They have a huge range. So everybody's always concerned about, well, what about when I get out of the station? So the city itself offers the circuit. There's a lot of cities now that are joining. I know Boca now has their own circuit. I know West Palm has the circuit. And so these transportation is very easy to get around the city and bring you to the different spots that you want to go to. One of the advantage points of Fort Lauderdale is that you also have the river taxi, right? So if you want to kind of enjoy the sights and have it more feel like a vacation or a fun day, the river taxi is a great way to go too. So I guess that's it. Next time we're going to be doing Boca Raton, and I'm going to be showing you the Boca Raton Resort, and I'm going to be showing you Meisner Park and the circuit and the beach. A lot of people don't realize that Boca has a wonderful beach, and only about a mile from the station. And again, it has a circuit, so it's a great place to go to the beach. And so that will be our next episode. So I hope you liked the first episode, and we'll see you next time.